and welcome to the Daily Downbeat. Today we'll be looking at Praise You in This Storm by Casting Crowns. A great tune. One that just really tugs at your heart, especially when you're going through quite a bit in this life. It's one of those tunes that I like to put on and just lay it back into His hands when I'm feeling helpless, which is quite often, to be honest. We live in Florida, so we're always bracing for hurricane season, right? And with storms, physical storms, there's always this preparation, and then there's this during the storm when you're kind of waiting it out, and then there's the aftermath of the storm. And so you've got three different distinct phases of a storm, so to speak. And our pastor likes to speak about this, Dan Stahlbaum from East Coast Christian Center. And he basically says life's the same way. We're either at the edge of a storm, before it, in the middle of the storm, during, or in the aftermath. It's taken place, and whatever damage it's caused, we're kind of going through the piece, picking up the pieces, so to speak. And so what this song focuses on is praising Him through the storm and at every phase in life, and knowing that it's important. It's important to keep Him in focus and not let those things pull you away from Him. And it's easy to do. It's easy to take your focus off Him when you feel like you're drowning, or you're in that Peter scenario where you're walking out on the water, you're looking at Jesus, but then you start to notice everything else around you and you start sinking. It happens. So, I think one of the best places to go is to the book of James, chapter 1, 2 through 8. And let's look at those real quick. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Now, those are some pretty harsh words. But basically what it's saying is, don't just flippantly ask for things and expect for them to happen. And I think sometimes when we ask for things, we get a response from God that's like, okay, cool, but I'd like for you to step out in faith in this area or step out in faith in that area. And we're kind of like, no, not so much. And then when we don't get that blessing that we expect or we want, then we start to kind of be resentful towards God when He gave us the criteria. He asked us, what to do and how to do it, and we just didn't listen. We didn't really do what we were told. So I think it's telling you, look, we want things, but there's a process to get to what we want. And being in America, we kind of have this mindset that if we put in the work, we will get the gain. And I think there's a certain amount of that comes with our faith. I don't think God is only an acts type of God that only believes in what you do and that your works are what gets you to heaven or anything. But there is a certain amount of walking out your faith and knowing that blessings will come from walking that out. And I think that's pretty well documented, It's not like a prosperity gospel or any of that kind of nature, but there is prosperity in walking with Him. So if you look at it that way, then that's definitely what's going on there. The only other thing I would think to look at really is Psalm 23, and that's really looking at God as our shepherd. The Lord is our shepherd, and many of you may already know this, but the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely Your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And that's the 23rd Psalm, in case I didn't say. So the key verse there in looking at today's song is verse 4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. He's our shepherd. We're walking through the valley, and he's leading us through. The rod and the staff is what he has as the shepherd to protect his sheep. And we look at him as our protector and our guider and our provider, and everything we have comes from him. So even during our storms, we have to keep in mind we're being led, we're protected, we're gonna we're gonna get through it, and he's going to be the one to lead us to that green pasture and the quiet waters. So that's what I've got for today. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you're doing well, and we'll catch you on the next Daily Downbeat. Take care.